Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom and I have just witnessed Accrington Stanley 1, Ipswich Town 0 in the FA Cup. Is it a shock? Is it really? Is anybody really that surprised? I haven't looked at the other results, but if there's no other shocks that are better than that, then it is a slow news day. But the press will say it's a shock. League One, Accrington, I don't know, the 13th, I think, against bottom placed Ipswich. But if you've watched Ipswich all season and if you've watched the game, it's not a shock. There's no surprise really whatsoever. Little bit of anger at the end from the Ipswich fans was all directed at owner Marcus Evans, and none of them really surprised. As you'd imagine, horrible performance by Ipswich, and foreshadowing, this will probably, very likely be a League One fixture that Ipswich will have to come and play next year. So they've got a good look at it today, and it ain't gonna be easy. Accrington lining up, Ripley in goal, across the back, Johnson, Skies, Hughes and Richards Everton. Finley and Balasa are the central midfielders. Clark down the right, McConville down the left, Mangan off key up front, although they interchanged a fair bit. Ipswich bring Białkowski back into goal. Spence, Nsiala comes back in. No Chambers today. Pennington, and new left back on loan from Leicester, Callum Elder. Dazelle is in the playmaker position. Nolan and Down slightly ahead of him. Gwion Edwards down the right. Freddie Sears is the captain. He goes down the left. Caden Jackson against his former club down the right. Interesting when you look at it. Nsiala's in. He played League One last year. Nolan's in. He played League One last year. Edwards played League One last year. Jackson obviously League Two. But a lot of the lower division players who'd been picked up in the summer were in there, so we can get rid of the culture shock excuse straight away. Spencer's played at Milton Keynes. Elder has played on loan, I think, down for Mansfield. So the culture shock excuse for the players is an excuse. Bit of a culture shock for the fans. Some fans really like it. Open terrace at the end at Accrington. The football, though, was League One style. Not in any kind of criticism, but it's something that when when Ipswich do possibly go down, get relegated, that they're going to have to get used to. And it is up and at them. No 50-50s are shirked. All the aerials are challenged, and there's a fair amount of direct stuff, and Accrington seem very, very savvy with that. Messy start. Accrington force a couple of corners, nothing doing from then. On 11, Finley drives from the midfield into the box, turns inside Pennington, low left footer straight at Białkowski. Balasa free kick is blocked by Elder. Big hoof forward, flicked on by Mangan. Clark down the right onto it, he hits it low. Białkowski, we wonder about his confidence. He always spills one at the start of these games now before he kind of gets his mojo, but he gathers that one up fairly easily. Bit of nonsense with Flynn Downs. Could have been worse than a yellow from what I hear from my friends in the terrace behind the goal. He shoves, prods, and gets a yellow card there. Big free kick loaded in on 27. Headed clear. Johnson follows that one and drives that one low, right-footed, just wide. We go all the way up to stoppage time. No, we do not. I've skipped the page. Pennington, mistake in the box here, and Nsiala bails him out. McConville puts the corner in. Finney, lovely bit of skill here. No, he's going to juggle it a little bit and volley it over under pressure. We are going to get another one of those. Into the box from the left. More messing around by Ipswich. This one goes loose. It's a great chance for Key. It bounces to him, but more by luck than judgment. Right in the middle of the box, and it's a big block again by Nsiala. You can see why he was good for Shrewsbury in this league last season when it's heading and blocking. He's pretty good. 37, nice move by Ipswich here. Sears to Jackson to Edwards into Nolan. He's 25 yards out. Really bad shot by Nolan. Shoots that well over inside to Clark now. Great touch. This is what I was talking about earlier. Sorry, flips it over his man. Great bit of skill here. Volleys it low at goal, and this is a good save by Białkowski. Good play all round. Good skill and shot by Clark. Good save by Białkowski. Sears goes down the left on 43. Cuts inside. Drives it in right foot. I think it's a cross, quite probably. Easily gathered by Ripley, and stoppage time here. Chance here, whipped into the near post. There's a glancing header. I think it's Clark again. Full dive by Białkowski, but it goes in to the side netting. So you can probably see from those chances, Accrington had the better of the first half. Like I say, they get it forward early. They win the midfield 50-50s. When they do get on it, there's a bit of skill down the sides with McClark and McConville. And like I say, Mangan and Key interchange up front. It's very much more bespoke football than you see in the Championship. But they knew how to play their game. They knew how to play their stadium and the occasion, and they did have the better of it. For Ipswich, well, they just weren't good at all. They didn't use the ball. They were, when they did have the ball, they didn't use it, but they were hurried. Didn't have a physical presence up the pitch. Other than Flynn Downs, who was on the verge of getting sent off. There was a tackle went in after he got a yellow. Other than him, no real size or aggression or power in that front six. So the ball continually comes back and comes back. And it does have to be said, though, if Nsiala stays at the club, you can see someone of that skill set, big bruising centre half. Thought he was quite good in the first half. Białkowski, nice to see him come back in. Little spill for one of those shots. Good save for one of the others. In we come. Second half. Ted Bishop comes on for Flynn Downs. Clearly, Lambert probably thinks he's going to get himself a red card at some point during this game. Good play by Balasa in midfield. Takes on a couple, actually. Comes inside and then back out. Feeds Johnson. Cross deflects up in the air. It takes the pace off it, but it confuses Spence, which doesn't seem too hard at the moment. His man flips in front of him, gets the header on it, can't get any power, and it's through to Białkowski. Good position, though. Elder wins a free kick down the left-hand side. Nolan puts that one in, cleared out to Ted Bishop. Quick drive forward, hits it right-footed, but well wide. Ipswich at this point are going to have a bit of a better spell. Elder comes in off the left, he drives forward, feeds Bishop. Sears is right through in the optimum position. He's virtually on the penalty spot. Bishop tries to put it through, just puts too much on the final ball, and it just runs through. Sears with the goal gaping there. Dazelle breaks the lines again to find Bishop. He drives forward. Sears again is well positioned. Bishop doesn't elect to pass this time, but he shanks the shot high. Wide on 65, Brown comes in for Mangan. He's going to play a little bit deeper. Looks like Coleman's reacting, you know, to Ipswich's slightly better spell and just dropping it back a little bit more. Will Keane comes in for Caden Jackson. No real chance for Jackson to do anything in this game. No support, no quality in the balls up to him. So struggled really. Nolan corner gets cleared out on 6-9. Back to Nolan. He's on the left corner of the box. He sidesteps his man. Low right foot is curling into the corner. Good save. Ripley. So you can see by the mood of the game, the first half, Accrington, they had the better of it. I wouldn't say they edged it. I think they were the better team, clearly. But you can see in the second half, Ipswich coming into it nicely. But here comes your goal, and this is what Ipswich do, isn't it? They play well and then they concede a goal out of absolutely nowhere. It's a bump in the back for from Spence. Gives away the free kick. Ref does try to play the advantage, so no skullduggery involved in this. The free kick is off to the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's really simple. We saw Millwall do exactly the same thing and get a goal from it. I don't know if it was still the same marking, but I noticed on the previous corner that Nolan was marking Richards Everton and was a little bit worried about that. The right back there, a lot of height in that Accrington backline. So when they came forward to set plays, big threat. So McConville swings it in to the back post. Skies and Richards Everton, they've both gone there. Richard Everton, he's completely unmarked, gets the header back across goal. Key is inside the 6-yard box and he's got to header it over the goal line. Really, really easy goal. I'm not surprised, you know. I'm sure when it flashed up, oh, here comes the upset or whatever, but no great surprise. Ipswich soft at the back, haven't been able to defend set plays all season. If there is leadership there, it maybe comes from Chambers and Skews, neither of them on the pitch there for that free kick, but hey, whoever's on the pitch, Ipswich concede from set plays this season. Accrington have the lead, and you're kind of like, well, you know, this is what we came to see today. The Accrington upset is on now. 75 minutes, set play goal. Absolutely textbook stuff from Ipswich, playing into the narrative that everybody expects. 76 Sears off the left, sort of 30-yarder, shanks that one well wide. Ellis Harrison comes in for Nolan, and just for your cup upset, I keep saying the word upset, it's not an upset, just for your cup upset narrative though, Ipswich are going to miss a couple of great chances in the last 10 minutes here. Keenan Bishop, good combination here, moved the ball nice and quickly for once, put Harrison into the box. He's on the left-hand side. He puts a really inviting ball in for Sears. I'm a big Sears fan. The goal is gaping, and he doesn't score. Ripley comes out to make the block. Sears will always go for a side foot. He's quite composed, but is that killer instinct there? You know, we saw him miss 2 great chances against Millwall at the weekend again. Side foots it right-footed. Ripley gets something on it, and it just dribbles wide again. A dink, a little bit of guile, you know, let it run across your body maybe on the other side, but no goal for Sears. There it goes wide. Better chance though, 89 minutes, it's put through. I think it's Bishop, feeds it right through the middle. Sears actually gets a really good first touch this time, and he is clear. He's in behind. Again, he relaxes. Some people say if you have that killer edge, you really slice that one into the goal, but he takes the first shot. Good block for the first one. It bounces back out. He actually gets a second chance, and I think there are men forward and he could have squared it, and he hits it right-footed and puts it past the post. 3 minutes stoppage time, nothing doing. Accrington Stanley get the win. Ipswich out of the FA Cup. Ipswich have not won an FA Cup game. Is it 2010? I think it's 2010. So there we go. We can get an entire decade now. We go to next season. It will be 2020, and Ipswich will not have won an FA Cup game. Can you imagine being an Ipswich fan? Hey, we all knew it was on the cards today, but in your mind you kind of think, oh, can you go to a lower ranked team? You know, you've got better players allegedly if you're the level above, but when those players have no confidence, no system, you're not going to win, are you? So Accrington get the win. If the game had panned out and the second half would have been exactly the same as the first half, I would say get the deserved win. They didn't score when they were on top in the first half, Accrington. They actually scored when Ipswich were more on top in the second half. And then Ipswich, 2 really good chances for Sears at the end. So it wouldn't quite be the right narrative if Ipswich hadn't, I'm not going to say shot themselves in the foot, shot themselves in the head. If Ipswich hadn't shot themselves in the head in this game and gave away a daft free kick, concede from that, and then miss a couple of clear chances at the end. So Accrington get the win. Good luck to Accrington. I hope they go away to Man City or whoever's got who gets the biggest, most Arsenal away, or they'll probably find out they've been knocked out or something. Hope they get Arsenal away and make a whole load of money, because they are today what Ipswich aren't. They're well organised. They know their roles. They played the system very well and took their chance when they got it. And Accrington get the win. I don't really know what this means for Ipswich's season. It's another kind of embarrassment, and it's I guess it's like a national embarrassment today, because I'm sure the national press will get hold of it. I just hope, I haven't looked at the results, I hope some non-league team has beaten someone better than Ipswich, and it's a little bit further down in the headlines, but hey, who cares? So Accrington get the win. Ipswich move on next week. It's Rotherham at home. Any positives? I suppose there's new players in. Callum Elder was in today. Hard to judge on that game. Will Keane got some minutes today. So there's a couple more in terms of numbers, but it's quality we're after. And if they do go down, which looks likely, there's going to have to be some big adjustment made, because that doesn't look like a walk in a park, tight little grounds, well-organised teams who aren't going to let you win any 50-50s or aerials. Looks like a long, long road ahead for Ipswich. Congratulations, obviously, to Accrington. On we go. Rotherham at home next week. We've said the final nail in the coffin a million times for Ipswich this season, but Ipswich bottom, 10 points adrift. Rotherham are the team that's 10 points adrift, so if Rotherham can put another 3 points on Ipswich next week, I think we are turning off the live support machine on Ipswich's season. If you are an Ipswich fan, let me know. Did you really learn anything today? Any signs from Elder or Keane? What did you think of Dazelle? 90 minutes in a playmaker role. We always give him the excuse when he comes in, it's not the game for him, but it didn't really work for him. Any positives at all, let me know in the comments. If you're an Accrington fan and you've found this, let me know what you think, if you think I've got it right about the way your team played, and good luck to you and congratulations, obviously. If you're another team's fan and you want to have a little gloat, carry on, be my guest, but really no Ipswich fans are surprised and are going to bite, so you may well be wasting your time. More championship content coming up over the next couple of weeks, back to that kind of grind. I'll try and do some kind of FA Cup review of the championship teams tomorrow, so well worth subscribing and checking that out. Follow me on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom, and I will see you all next weekend for some more championship stuff. Over and out. Goodbye.